Hello, I'm Nadine Barch. I'm the president of the Woodland Creeks Resident Association. I am calling the virtual meeting to order. If there are any questions or comments for me or other participants, please write them down and place them in the question boxes by the elevators. The questions then can be delivered to the appropriate participant for response. Now, if anyone would like to see past minutes, such as May 13th, 2020, please contact Gail Zampa, the secretary. Minutes of this meeting will be placed in your cubby within 14 days. The board held a meeting August 3rd, 2020, to discuss changes that might be made to the bylaws at the February 10th, 2021 meeting of the membership. It concerns the use of the fiscal year, which goes in the bylaws from January 1st to December 31st for the pay. And we're talking about changing the payment of the dues to the fiscal year. For those of you who have paid your October 1st, 2019 to October 31st, 2020 dues, the board agreed to add November and December 2020 to your already paid dues. In other words, you will have dues paid for 14 months. This allows you to transfer to the fiscal year of January 1st to December 31st, which will help the treasurer. Dues will be due beginning with January 1st, 2021. The board dealt with this prior to our meeting in November so that you wouldn't be confused, but we'll understand about the change in dues payments that goes with the fiscal year. The board will handle other bylaws in February as needed. The board has agreed on an audit committee to review or audit the treasurer's records from 2019. The two people are Eddie Trickla and Mary Ellen Horton. Remember that the dining room is newly opened with more chairs per table spaces, so you can have guests and more conversation. Wayne Neal asked if it would be possible to keep the side door by elevator A unlocked from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. for the resident convenience. He suggested a committee of resident volunteers to rotate staying at the door and taking temperatures. I discussed the possibility with Greg, as I told them I would at the board meeting. And while Greg and I realized that the unlocked door would be helpful, we also realized that having resident volunteers rotate at the door could be very difficult. It could be more of a problem of who would be responsible for the volunteers and the timing. Another problem would be how fast do we want to open up most of or all of the doors of the crossings without staff members to monitor who goes or comes through those doors. There is a way to have help moving groceries, etc., to your room if you need it. You drive up to the front door, ask for staff to help move your items to your room, take your items to your room, and either ask staff to park your car in its spot, or you go back and park your car by yourself. This is something to think about, how much you need to be out and how much you're going to be moving. around. I am just as anxious about opening the crossings to family and friends as most of you are. But I want you and your family to be safe and healthy. And now I will turn the meeting over to the treasurer.
Hello, my name's Carolyn Lonezak, and I am the treasurer for the Resident Association. I just have a few numbers to give you this time. We have had 6 deaths since the last time we met. We have 25 people who have said no to joining the membership. So that leaves 122 people who have joined. We had 4 people this month that paid their $10 dues. In the Employee Appreciation Fund, we have already gathered this year $9,340. If you would like to make payments per month, that is fine. We have changed the rules how we're taking the money. If you want to wait till October to pay your money, that's also good. Okay, that's all I've got for today. Thank you.
Hey everyone, I'm Carolyn Krusak, this year's chairperson for the Employee Appreciation Fund. Letters with information about this fund went out in early June. It's the one with little Christmas trees on each of the 4 corners. If you did not get one, or if you need another copy, there are some extra copies by the front desk in the independent living area. Ask the concierge and I'm sure he'll be happy to give you one. This year, instead of waiting until fall to send out the initial requests for this year, it was decided to set up the donation box early. That way, allow residents to spread out their gifts instead of trying to fit your chosen amount total in with your other Christmas expenses. A small check every month lets me give what's in my heart instead of just whatever is left over in my November budget. As of August 1st, 19 residents have put donation checks into the locked box on the IL Concierge desk. I hope more will take advantage of this. This is a special way to show our amazing staff how much we appreciate them. They've always worked hard for us, but because of the COVID restrictions, they've been working harder than ever under less than perfect conditions. Reminder letters are in the process of being put in your cubbies, and other letters will be mailed in early fall to the families of residents who pay their bills. I know they'll wish to donate as well. As always, this gift is completely voluntary. A suggested amount is $1 per person per day lived at the crossings this year, but any amount at all will be appreciated. My name and contact information, as well as that of the committee members, is on the bottom of the letter that was sent out in June and will be on the letter that you'll be receiving soon as well. Any of us will be happy to answer any questions that you might have. So remember, COVID or not, Christmas is coming. Oops, and my tree won't stay on my head. Thank you all.
Hi, I'm Barry Swartout, and I want to report on the activities. And if you've noticed, August's calendar is full of new ideas. There is now in-person exercise. There's adult coloring. Their committee meetings are coming back. So take a good look at this calendar. You might find some things that interest you and you want to participate in now that we seem to be opening up a bit. One new thing that we have is Chapter Chat. And it's a book discussion, small book discussion groups that will sort of talk about what people have been reading or decide to everyone to read a book and share. So it's a work in progress. So please sign up and come and share your books with us. I don't think there's much else. If you have any questions, talk to Julie or you can talk to me. But it's exciting that so many things are opening back up in the community and we can all get involved again. And don't forget that in-person exercise has started. although you can still see it on channel 897 if you don't want to come in person. But if you've been looking for an outlet, you'll find that it is very social distanced, mask wearing, temperature taking. So I think you can feel comfortable that it's a pretty safe activity if you want to get out and see people.
I'm John Sneed, the Grounds Committee. I have a few things to say here. Number one is we all value our job, or we all value a job well done. On behalf of the committee, I would like to thank the many members of our community here, of staff, for their hard work on the grounds. Jeff Abendmark, the director of the physical plant, has himself spent approximately 10 hours a week over the past months working on the irrigation system. He's checked 3/4 of the drip line and addressed large breaks. When the entire system has been tested, maintenance in this area should decrease. Already the grounds look greatly improved and we thank him very much. Meanwhile, the maintenance staff, among their many other jobs, has been busy working on installation of the greenhouse. Timber footing is in place and at present pavers for the floor and the walkway are being placed or being set. After the greenhouse is reassembled on the site, shelves will be installed to hold potted plants. This investment will be helpful to many residents who enjoy gardening. Thank you so much for all your hard work on these hot summer days. Grounds people, staff, Jeff Abendmark and his crew. That's been very warm out there. We would also like to recognize the many first floor residents for the beautification of the garden areas in the front of their patios. We have been enjoying them as we walk or ride by. Thank you very much. Other areas being looked at for improvement in the future are the grounds to the right of the independent living entry, the main entry off Ira Bay Boulevard, and the pool area. If you have any suggestions for these areas or other areas, please send them to the committee. Or if you would like to be a part of the committee, you are quite welcome. The meetings are generally noted in the daily or the monthly planner, and it's usually going to be the third Friday of every month. Many thanks.
Hello, I'm Sue Neely, Chair of the Library Committee, here with a report for you from the committee, once again via video as opposed to in person. I hope that all of you are doing well, coping with our new ways of living, and certainly keeping your spirits up. In addition to our many blessings that are too numerous to mention, I'm always grateful for our library, and I trust you are too, especially these days. Most of you are familiar with the library. You probably have my library report memorized from previous meetings. But let me go through a few reminders. The library is open 24/7 unless it's not, unless it's closed because of COVID. But it is back open. We operate on the honor system. And you're welcome to take as many books as you can carry. Keep them as long as you need and just return them when you're done. And please leave them in the basket, or if there's too many for the basket, you can put them on the table and we'll take care of reshelving them. Also, I'd like to remind you that we do have some special kinds of collections. There are at least 2 shelves of Western literature. They're on the left-hand side as you walk in, and they're down kind of low on the shelf, so you may not have noticed. We also keep the book club selections on hand. We have a large supply of large print books. New donations as they come in are housed on the left side of the shelving right by the windows. And we also have quite a few Reader's Digest condensed books on hand. We hope to resume meeting again this month, and we'll continue working on our project for the memorial books project. So that's it. If you have any questions, please call or email or leave me a note, and thanks for your attention. Bye.
Well, good afternoon, everybody at the Crossings. I actually really do love our town hall meetings. It gives a great opportunity to interact with all of you. So now I get to stare at a camera, which is not nearly as fun as staring at you all. But anyway, thank you for inviting me into your living room. I just have a few quick things to go over and update you with since the last time we were together. Let me say right up front that we usually do a question and answer time. Obviously that's not happening. I may have answers, but I won't hear the questions. So yell at your TV really loud if that makes you feel better. But if you have questions, go ahead and submit them via email, or there's I think a box or a basket that you can put questions in, and we'll address them either individually if it's necessary, or corporately through the daily mail that goes out, or whatever. But if you do have questions, please feel free to grab one of us or put it in the box. Greenhouse. So people wanted a greenhouse update. You've been seeing us work out at the greenhouse. It is coming along slowly, but it's coming along. This week we were working on getting the pavers installed, which is actually will be the floor of the greenhouse, and also the walkway up to the greenhouse. So that needed to be completed before we can actually re-erect the greenhouse, because it would make it so hot in there. It'd be not a good space to work in for doing all the flooring. So it is coming along, probably not as fast as any of us would like, but it's going to be done shortly. I imagine by the end of next month we'll have that completed and re-erected. And I'm excited about it. I hope you guys, people that like plants, are excited about it. It's going to give an opportunity there, I think, to do some really neat things if it's utilized well. Even for some of you with the garden plots, you'd be able to start some seedlings in there and so forth early on. So again, I think it'd be a great asset here at the community. That reminds me, so those of you with your garden plots, please do us all a favor. Once your garden plot plants expire, please remove them. Dead plants tend to draw more bugs and all that kind of thing, so we don't need any more bugs around here. And of course it doesn't look as nice, so please, once the plants start going away, and especially you tomato lovers, once those plants start to go away, please make sure that you get them pulled out. There's a trash can there. If the trash can gets full, you can use a trash bag, set it next to the trash can, and we'll take care of the trash for you, but let's make sure we keep the plots reasonably clean. I wanted to take a minute talk to you about something that I'm going to term as nuisance calls. And I'll give you an example. Recently had a resident that called maintenance to ask for help to undo the bottle cap on their medicine bottle. So you know that we love you, and we know that we care about you, and you also know we really do want you to take your medicine. However, some of those things, that something, what I'm terming as minor as that, could be completed a lot easier and probably a lot faster and with a lot less manpower if, for instance, you put your slippers on and took the bottle down to concierge or something, and they could help you do that rather than going through the phone calls and the work orders and all of that. So please bear in mind that we we do, I've shared this with you before, we do between 600 and 700 work orders a month. So you can do the math on that. We do, just dozens of work orders a day. So please try to limit those work orders to things that really need to be done from the maintenance department. I know that during this time where everybody's been sequestered, there have been a lot of additional types of work orders that we've been trying to field for you. Computer issues has been a big one. Printer issues has been a big one. But I'm going to tell you just very transparently that kind of stuff gets put to the back of the line as it comes in, because to us, it's not what I consider a priority. I know for you that some of those things are very important and they're part of how you communicate, but compared to leaking toilets and those kinds of things, other problems, it's low down on the list. So we will get to it eventually, but bear in mind it might take a little bit of time to get to some types of calls. So I just wanted to share that with you. And then I think the last thing that I have for today, I wanted to thank you all. We've gotten so many compliments this year on the grounds. So I wanted to thank you all for all of your compliments. And probably I should thank all of you that have been here a while for being patient while the grounds have finally come along. So it takes a little while, as you all know. I'm sure most of you have experienced moving into a new house or something like that at some time in your life, and it takes a while to get things established. We're now in year 5 with the yard. It's beginning to look park-like, and I really like that. I think we have taken and finally divvied up the roles and responsibilities properly now, so that the right people are doing the right jobs. So it's not cheap, but I think it's well worth the price that we're paying. So keep up with the input. I'm glad to hear about input if you have some suggestions. I'm looking forward to continuing to develop the grounds as time goes on. I'm looking to plant quite a few more trees come springtime. They'll be small because they're trees that we've reared ourselves here, but we'll be continuing on with this process of developing these grounds. So thank you very much for your patience, and thank you very much for the compliments. Appreciate you a bunch. That's all I have at this time. I appreciate our time not together. So we'll see you around, and you all know how to get me. My contact information is at the front desk. Appreciate y'all. Have a great day.
Good afternoon. Thank you for asking me to be a part of your resident association meeting this afternoon. Like Jeff mentioned, it would be a lot more fun if we were all together in the chapel and we could see all of your smiling faces, but this is our new normal, I suppose. So thank you for having me in your living room. Ms. Swartout spoke on activities. She mentioned Chapter Chat, which we're very excited about, as we've all been reading a little bit more than usual and taking advantage of our library here on the 4th floor. Please sign up in the activity book if you'd like to attend that new little group discussion. So that should be fun, something a little bit different. Another very exciting activity that we have starting tomorrow, Thursday, at 1 o'clock in the chapel is the Writers Club presentation by John and Dot Overton. They have a very clear vision of how we can all work together to create a very neat Writers Club here at the Crossings. You don't have to be an author or a writer. You could be an illustrator or an editor or an interviewer. So there's lots of ways that you can participate in this club, and we're very excited to start that here at the Crossings. So those are kind of the fun things that are going on here in Woodland Creek. The Forest neighborhood, which is our assisted living neighborhood, is starting group lunch and dinner dining today. So we're very excited about that. As you know, their licensing has them under a little bit different restrictions than we have in independent living. So this will be their first time to be able to dine in the dining room today. They have also begun small group activities on that side. So bingo, devotionals, socials, small groups of 10 or less, including Carmen. So they've been rocking and rolling over there. We're very excited. This week, Debbie Jackson, the daughter of Jean and Donna Taylor, who was a longtime, very loved volunteer here at the Crossings, has accepted a part-time position in our activity department, and she will be helping out with activities in our skilled nursing hallways. So we're very excited to have her on board this week, and I just can't wait to see the joy and smiles that she continues to bring to our residents here at the Crossings. Then in the Garden neighborhood, which is our memory support neighborhood, they have also begun small group activities as well as small group dining, and then are very excited to debut our memory support library. So the library was installed right at the beginning of COVID, about March 15th, and we have been slowly working on getting that set up, and we're going to give you a preview of that next, so stay tuned. Welcome to the Garden Library. We're very excited to debut this project that started right around the time that COVID started. We had these shelves installed to mirror the library in independent living on the 4th floor. So as you can see, we use the same company, and all the books that we have in this library are donations. As you can see, we're still building our collection, but it wraps around. We have cozy chairs for the residents to come and enjoy. Their puzzle table is still featured in this room, and then it wraps around all the way. So it's a nice, calm, relaxing space for them to come and sit and enjoy some peace and quiet.
Hey everyone, hope this finds everyone doing well. It is Friday, and you guys are going to be watching this in a couple days. When you guys are watching this, I will actually be on vacation. My son got into Cornell University, so my wife and I are taking him to Cornell. I'm tremendously excited about that, very proud of him. My dad went to Columbia, my son goes to Cornell. I guess the Ivy gene skipped my generation, unfortunately. But hey, a couple things I want to talk about. I want to thank you guys. You guys just do such an amazing job of motivating us. We got these cards that you guys all signed, and I know Mr. Prusner, I think it was his idea, but I know he had many helpers, and this was so touching. You know, it really took, you know, I'm not at a loss for words often, but when this was presented to me, it just, you know, I can't tell you how much I appreciate it personally. The team, the simple fact that you guys are always encouraging us. This is just a crazy time. We're going through a lot of, it's just difficult. You know, someday I'll share stories with you, but stuff like that just means so much to me. The team, I had these out and everyone was just, you know, yeah, a couple of people had tears. I mean, it really touched us. So again, thank you so much. Hey, great news. We do not have COVID in the building. So right now, as of Friday, August 8th, or Friday, August 7th, we are COVID free. We are tremendously proud of that. We are working so hard, so diligently to just take care of you, the healthcare folks, our team. This area, Harris County, Galveston area, is still a hot zone. So I'm challenging everyone, my team on a daily basis, you guys, whenever I have the opportunity to talk to you, so we have to stay prudent. It's getting old. You know, I know it's getting old. I'm over it. I know a lot of you are. I just don't know what to tell you because I don't know how long this is going to continue. I'm excited about the prospect of opening up more, and particularly on the IL side, we have the dining room open for dinner, limited dinner. A lot of activities are coming back. Karen's back doing exercises. I encourage everyone to go down there or sign up. It'd be great to get a little bit stronger. But things like unlocking all the doors and making it a little bit more convenient for you when you park. Right now, I just can't agree to that. We just have to make sure that everyone's coming in. We're taking people's temperatures. I know people are frustrated, but again, if you don't want to park your car and have to walk all the way to the front, a lot of people are just parking their cars up there. It's like being back in the hotel world, and doing valet parking, you know, so I will take your car back to your parking spot. Julie, the concierge team. So we're just going to continue doing that. We do a great job. You know, I don't brag enough about my team. We just, we're busy. We're just putting our heads down. It's just, let's just get through the day. We're taking it a day at a time, and some days, to be perfectly honest, it's hour at a time. But we do so many things well, and then we got our heads down, and we're just going to tomorrow. We had it's called SICA, and it's the I'm going to read this. It's the State Infectious Control Authority. They came in and audited us a couple of weeks ago. It's a team of 4 people. They look at everything that we're doing in the healthcare. They were here all day. Well, they gave us a green rating, which is the highest rating that you can get. And they said, we've been to about 140 communities in the Houston area, and we've only given 3 green ratings. And they said, you guys are just doing a tremendous job. Yesterday, we had the state inspectors, and they were coming in to do infectious control inspection and a COVID inspection, see where we stood and everything. And when they left, they said, you would not believe some of the buildings that we walk into, and some of the messes, and people not knowing not knowing what they're supposed to be doing. They said it's a breath of fresh air to come here, because they know that we are just locked in and taking care of everyone. So again, to my healthcare team, man, the therapy team, they're rocking it, and they're doing an amazing job. Let's see. Again, I'm reading my notes. I apologize. We're still a 5-star community. Very excited about that. Through all of this, we're still managing it. Now, at times, personally, I'll look at things and say, that's not 5-star. Hey, that's not a good first impression. I've gotten with Jeff. I know a number of you have actually pointed out to me that, hey, we've got spider webs and dirt kind of on the columns as you walk into independent living. A couple days ago, Dwayne was out and he power washed everything on the AL side. Believe it or not, the AL side looked a little bit worse than IL. We're going to be then doing the same thing over here. But we're a little behind on things like that. But again, if you see something that needs attention, bring it to someone's attention, because again, it's tremendously important to me personally, I think to the team, that we are maintaining that 5-star level of service to y'all, and that that we're just taking care of the first impressions here. So I think everyone's going to love this. We are working with the Moody Foundation. I wrote a letter to the Moody Foundation asking for a grant for a new bus. We have some people that are in Galveston that know the Moody people. We're hoping that connection will help. So again, fingers crossed, say a prayer that they can help us secure a bus. I think that could lead to something, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. But again, I want you to know that we're working behind the scenes. We know that bus is not good. All I have to do is look at the tarp on top of it, to know that that's not 1 star, So I want to give a huge shout out to the Unidyne team. Last Friday's steak dinner, I tell you, I saw those steaks, I saw the food that went up. I delivered some of it. They rocked it. Those steaks were steakhouse restaurant quality, and so I hope you guys enjoyed it. I want to give a shout out to Leah and her team. They're just, I think, doing a great job. I want to give a shout out to Debbie and Jennifer and Jessica and the marketing team for their efforts with the whole sea turtle mascot. I know by the time that you hear this, you'll know what the name of the sea turtle is. That'll be announced later today, and I right now don't know what the winning name is. Another cool thing that we're not working on, we're helping out, but we've got a family member here that said, hey, he's a retired NASA engineer. And God bless you, NASA guys and you engineers. He's taking a horse trailer and he's turning it into a visitation trailer for us. And so that he's cutting windows, he's going to be putting floor and walling on it. We're going to have 2 air conditioners. So basically, folks on the on the assisted living, memory support, and the healthcare, their family members can enter into the trailer one way, and then and sit at a table that's got a barrier there, and then the resident can come out. There's going to be a little opening that, where they can actually hold hands through, I think, a glove or something. It is going to be so super cool, and so that when this happens, and I think we're going to get it in about a couple of weeks, but I've seen some drawings, some renditions. It is state of the art. This is going to be so cool, and I know that lots of resident families, particularly in those hallways, they've not seen their parents or family members that are with us, in over 5 months. So we're really working hard to open that up so that Zoom calls are one thing, window visits, but this is a little bit more, personal. So very excited about that. Again, I think that's it. As we push through, I'm just going to continue to ask for everyone's patience. I know I think Julie has to go back into her presentation here. She didn't mention that we're going to be starting a Bible study the next week, or restarting our Bible study. We're trying to just open this up as safely as we possibly can for everyone, and I think we're doing a really good job. I can't tell you how proud I am of my team and the efforts that they're putting in. But again, thank you so much for the acknowledgments that we are doing a good job, and it's people just stopping us and being appreciative. And I get a lot of emails and calls from family members saying, wow, I'm just glad mom or dad is at the crossings. So we're going to hopefully continue that until this is all over. So I'm on vacation next week, as I said, so I will be back soon the following week. Love you guys. Until we all see each other again, you take care.